My friends, welcome to another live stream. Here with me, the Suppoman, your superhero of 100 to 1000x gems. Smash a like on your way into this video. I am going to be blowing you away with this video. I have uncovered the secret as to why the meme coins I have chosen and I'm going to be choosing along this crypto bull market are going to outperform all the best of them. Doge, SHIBA, PEPE, SPX, Giga, FARTCOIN. You're going to find out in this video. So make sure that you watch on. Now, I am what one would call the coin whisperer. I just know what sells. And I have been able to make a lot of money in this bull market so far. Turning 63k into 7.5 million. And the reason why is because I just understand, always have. Ever since I have been in crypto, been doing crypto YouTube for over 8 years. I am the longest serving crypto YouTuber. And I am still around, still making huge 100x's. And if you follow me versus all the people around during my time, box mining, data dash, those guys are so behind the times when it comes to what makes a crypto work now. And so that is why you need to be watching my videos both on here, so subscribe if you haven't already to this channel, Suppoman Live, and also my main channel, which is Suppoman, so that you never miss out. Because I am extremely confident, extremely, like the most confident I have ever been, that I am going to be making ginormous multipliers. And I already have started. If you have been a Suppoman token hodler and been part of my All Buys group, you will know full well I have been performing compared to every other mainstream YouTuber that right now is saying buy Ondo, buy Render, buy Chainlink, buy Hyperliquid, buy all these quant, all these shit coins, right, which don't resonate with the common person anymore. We are living in different times. And so I am going to be sharing with you my formula as to what is going to be deciding my next coins and why I've chosen my current coins and why I believe these are going to make savage bank. So let me just make sure that I'm live both on YouTube and on Twitch. I am live, but for some reason, let me just... my YouTube doesn't appear to be sending me any chat. So let me just make sure that you can hear me all right and I am live actually. Yeah, it looks like I'm fine. So I'm just going to share this over to X. Allow people to come and join. There we are. Done and posted. So yes. Oh, now it's working. Perfect. It's working on YouTube. Great. I just needed to... refresh. Now also, what I'm going to be doing is I'm also going to be taking your shouts. I do find this to be a very constructive activity because it enhances my knowledge much more regarding what makes hits. So make sure that you throw those at me a little bit later. Now, what we have got, we're looking at Dex Screener. And Dex Screener is basically the new coin market cap. So coin market cap, CoinGecko, if you have been around for many, many years, those have been the main indexes by which we look at what are the top coins, doing our research and all that kind of thing. Now Dex Screener is the modern day version, right? This is the one that is showing you what is in trend now. It gives you much better metrics, etc., etc. Now, what I'm looking at right here are the top performing meme coins. Now, as you can see, these are the trending meme coins, and they are all pretty much Solana. There's Base, Avalanche for some reason, a Binance Smart Chain. Why anybody would buy from there, I think that's daft. But, what you are seeing here is the trending meme coins, right? Now, there are varying different performances that you can see. One has done a 207x in the last 24 hours, etc. So look, like it or not, right, there are over 6 million cryptocurrencies now. Now, 90% of them arguably are dead and buried and in a cemetery, right? I mean, they are filling the indexes, but they are pretty much dead. But there is a constant growing population of coins daily. Daily. I mean, this one, look, this is 6 hours old. And it is made of 234X. Now, I'm not saying you should buy this. And it's on Avalanche, funnily enough. And I'm not saying you should buy this. But what I am saying is that there are reasons why certain coins right now are really going up. And I mean, if you look through, if you are, and this is what I would definitely recommend you do, is I would look at CoinMarketCap, Dex Screener, CoinGecko daily. All right? Get an understanding of the names that are trending. And you will notice patterns. Okay, it's a little bit like when you do an IQ test and it says, here are 4 images, what is the one that stands out? Or here are 4 numbers, what's the one that stands out? That is what you're going to find out. And when you see what stands out, and when I say stands out, I mean what is making more gains than other cryptocurrencies, then you are going to understand, you're going to be able to jump on narratives very, very quickly. All right, so an immediate thing I'm noticing is that Avalanche cryptocurrencies make up 1 and 7 for best multipliers, right? So that already is telling me something, right? That's telling me Avalanche is trying to get in on the meme coins, but I'm not caring about that right now, all right? What I'm going to be telling you about is how you can apply an evergreen formula to meme coins that you select, whether that be the ones I'm selecting, and I'm going to be telling you why, you know, certain coins have come under that formula and what have you. Now, let me show you something, all right? The top 2 current trending cryptocurrencies in the top 100. Now, this is a definitive list, right? Because in the top 100, you have got the elite cryptocurrencies, the creme de la creme, and across all of the various narratives, okay? DeFi, in memes, in gaming, in infrastructure, in all sorts, right? Basically, all the Bitcoins of any category are in the top 100. So you're going to be very easily able to distinguish what's doing well versus everything else. Now, what I'm being told by this information is that DeFi, for some reason, is really, really popular right now. Okay, so Hyperliquid, Aerodrome, Uniswap, Curve, they're all shit. I don't understand. But anyway, DeFi is obviously making some form of comeback. But the most important thing this tells me is that the most trending meme coin is SPX6900, right? Now you're probably thinking, well, so what? Well, let me show you this. So these are all the rest of them, okay? So this is from the bottom. So this is from the top, what is the best performer, and this is what are the most mediocre performers. Now, because the market's slightly bullish today, you're seeing all the stable coins, they are, well, they're not very popular, right? And so then you start to see, well, all right, so where does it start? Dogecoin, Trump, Shiba Inu, PEPE. These are all the bottom performing coins. So so you can't say meme coins are underperforming because the second most performing coin in the top 100 is a meme coin, right? But it's SPX. And all the other meme coins are sadly lacking, right? And this is showing you the shift in mindset when it comes to meme coins. And the main shift is that we are no longer interested in meme coins, right? And I don't mean not interested in it at all. I mean that what is a meme coin is actually different to what was previously a meme coin. So what you had in the past is you had these commercial brandy type of coins that featured animals or, you know, some kind of popular icon, right? And these are the worst performing. You know, Dogecoin is worse performing than Celestia, for instance, right? Now, SPX, and this is up there with Hyperliquid. Now, Hyperliquid is, I would say, the kind of pancake swap of this bull market. So in 2021, pancake swap did a massive, like, 300x or so. Right now, Hyperliquid is the version of, or even Compound. This is the modern day DeFi that is the kind of blue chip, the one that everybody loves right now. Everybody's long and shorting on all that crap. but who cares? SPX, this represents something, okay? Because SPX is not like PEPE, Doge, SHIBA, right? It's not like them, or Trump, right? These are, I would say, commercial brands in the meme coin environment. But SPX, this is a cult. This is a movement. This is an identity. That's the difference, all right? You are not a SHIBA. You're not a Doge, right? You're not a PEPE. You're not a frog. You're not a dog. You're not a cat, right? What you are is a person. And you're a person with feelings, beliefs, missions, ambitions. So what is resonating right now and what will continue to resonate in the meme coin environment is identity-based cult coins, i.e. coins that resonate with you deep in the heart. Because by resonating with you, it allows you to be obsessive, emotional, passionate about these types of cryptocurrencies. And that is why I have likened the coins I've invested in to SPX6900. Because they are mission-based, movement-based, identity-based, and emotions-based. You feel excited with a coin like this. Now, if you have been watching me, just over a month ago, I was talking about SPX when it was 46 cents. And I was saying, right, if I was starting today with $10,000, I would buy these coins. And SPX was the first one I mentioned. SPX, Giga, Pudgy maybe, and then the coins I have invested in. Right? The very, very low market cap coins. But this is representing a complete shift in the type of coins that are now the meme coins. Like the meme coin super cycle is centered around coins like this. Now, today, my coins are doing awesome, despite the fact that the market is relatively lukewarm. I mean, look at Housecoin. The past 24 hours has outperformed Hyperliquid and SPX, right? And this is a market cap of 40 million, right? But it just goes to show you, right? These are the new types of coins. Like, basically, this is showing why the meme coin trend or the meme coin category is the leading category, okay? Now, a lot of people say in my comments, see, man, you talk about memes, you've lost credibility. Oh, why are you talking about these joke coins? It's so stupid. Talk about serious coins, right? I don't talk about what's serious. I talk about what makes money. I talk about how you can get rich. And you're not going to get rich buying some huge market cap, technological, unsexy, complex, non-normie appeal cryptocurrency that exists right now that are in the top 100. You are not going to get stinking rich. What you're going to get stinking rich with is embracing that meme coins are the leader. And in my opinion, regardless of what narratives, AI, gaming, DeFi, whatever, right? DPIN, RWA, I don't give a shit. Meme coins will kill them all throughout this period. You know, in my personal opinion, I think that in the latter part of 2025, beginning of 2026, we are going to be seeing that meme coins, and we're going to hopefully be seeing that the market is bullish and we have the hockey stick movement that signals the end of the market. Now, it may or may not happen because that would be too predictable. And if everybody is expecting it, then it's not going to happen. You'll either get front run or it will be delayed, right? But either way, I see a general pattern where in the next 6-8 months, we're probably going to be seeing some form of conclusion to this market, right? Now, Housecoin, that sits at the top of my best performing gains today, is an amalgamation of meme and RWA. And this, to me, is the perfect formula, all right? So, the AI coins that did the absolute best were ones that were AI meme coins. Okay, it didn't matter what AI coin you were in. It didn't matter if you were in Fetch, Artificial Superintelligence Alliance, Tau, Render, any of the what I would consider blue chip AI coins, didn't matter if you were in any of them, what outperformed them all were AI meme coins, right? So it's a meme coin, so it's non-serious. It is meant to be personable, relatable, and not, about the technology, but about the community, right? So that's what meme represents. It doesn't represent jokes, memes, comic strips or anything like that. Not anymore, right? That's not what a meme coin is. What a meme coin is community-based, cult-like following, cult-like mission, and relatable. Easy to understand. Normie appeal. So think of memes, just replace memes with normie, right? Normie coins. That's what you should call them from now on. Normie coins. Because when the retail investors come in, what I call dumb retail, the dumb retail come in at the end, they buy the tops. Smart retail are the ones that have been in, throughout this whole process and been buying these bottoms, and they're gonna come out stinking rich. Basically you guys, right? So normie and a serious trend. All right, that is what's going to do well. So Normie and AI, rather than meme and AI, Normie and AI outperformed every AI coin. Doesn't matter which one you were in. So AI16Z, AI XBT, SHIBA Maximus, FARTCOIN. Right? They're all AI coins. Now they don't sound like it, do they? But they are all AI coins, and they were all mega blasters, like 700 to 500,000 X. Right? We're talking serious gains, right? Because these coins, if you were able to jump on it early, these coins had all the excitement of the mainstream appeal, which was AI, but with all the normie appeal of a meme coin, right? And then combined it together, and that's why you got AIXBT, AI16Z, and the others, SHIBA Maximus, etc., Zera Bro, all that lot. They're all booming because they were AI memes. Now, Housecoin, the reason why this is the best performer is because this is an AI RWA coin, right? So instead of buying Ondo and tokenized assets, all this junk, right? The average retail investor, when they come into the market, they are not going to give a rat's about. Yes, serious investors, Tradfi, serious crypto investors, yeah, they care about Ondo, right? But that's not exciting. That stuff is not exciting. What's exciting is a coin like Housecoin, where you have got one house equals one house coin. Very relatable, right? That's why it's the best performer, right? And, what these coins do, not all of them, Top Hat doesn't, there's not every coin in here. Mainly it's the normie meme coins that are the ones that are the leaders here. All right, so Suppoman, Ass, Millennial, Giga Chad Et, Low Cap, Fuck 9 to 5. These are all relatable, identity-based meme coins. Okay, so let's take you through that right now. So I call this the cultonomics. Really, I should call this normienomics, right? Because I don't like the term meme coins because it makes you think it's a joke, that it's about memes. Like if you go on PEPE and it's another meme, whatever, right? It's just some image with a bit of writing that's a meme, right? Or some shit, right? Like Disaster Girl or Side-Eye Chloe, or that is a meme, right? And those don't matter squat, right? You don't see Side-Eye Chloe anyway. You don't see Distracted Girl. You don't see Success Kid. You don't see Leonardo Cheers. You don't see any of like Nyan Cat, Grumpy Cat. All of these meme characters, they are not what classes as these 100x memes, right? That's just not. The market has needed time. It's needed about a year and a half to understand what memes are, right? And so now I believe we have come up with a concept, with a formula, all right? And what you need really is three things. These are the normienomics or the normie mentals, right? Or the pumpermentals, right? Which is that you need all of these really to make up what's the perfect meme coin. You need to get bits of this. It's almost like modular. You need to get a lot of these qualities in order to have like a perfect meme coin. If you've got a meme coin that basically satisfies all of these, you are onto a winner. But you are not going to get that with, for instance, this bit. Because there's always newer coins coming out, and coins, you know, like Fuck 9 to 5, or Retire, Millennial, they have not been around for a year. I mean, some have survived market crashes, but, you know, they're not going to be all of this. But what you do need is you certainly need this, and this is for the trust aspect. This is for the longevity. All right? And that is very important, because when you go and look at Dex Screener on a day, where's Shifu going to be in probably a month's time? I would say dead. It will cease to exist. You know, this crypto will cease to exist. Trump Mobile cease to exist. But Shy Guy, now they've used a Shy Guy from the Mario series, right? But Shy Guy is actually an identity-based coin, right? But I'll talk about that in a minute. So first of all, we're going to talk about the trust aspect. So this is the credibility. This is what Murad concentrates on, right? So what he believes is you should be getting into, you know, kind of greater than 100 million market cap and 1 year old coins, right? That's his you know, kind of starting point. Over 100 million market cap that have a community vibe, a community that is sticky, loyal, and is widely distributed. All right, non-cabaled, basically. You want to not have just a load of people that own 1% or 10%. You want it to be widely distributed. And one of the best ways of finding that out is using a website like HolderScan. All right, so HolderScan gives you this distribution statistics, right? And basically, the Herfindahl Hirschman Index, this shows you the distribution score, right? So if it's at 0, then it means that, basically the closer to 0 it is, the better the distribution. The closer to 10,000 it is, the more concentrated the distribution is to bigger holders, right? So what you want is the ideal is a perfectly even concentration of holders, right? And then the median holder distribution score, these are also metrics that you can look at. So a value between 0 and 100. 0, again, single holder control. This is a bad thing. So for this one, the higher the better. So for HHI, lower the better. And for distribution score, higher the better. And then you've got something like SPX as a good basis here. So, you know, in between 0 and 10,000, 42. Very, very low. You know, in between 0 and 100, 5.91, that's not very good. Now let's have a look at, you know, something like AS, for instance. All right. So what you do is you just simply get the contract address. Now, I haven't done this personally. So 5.91 and 42. Right, so you just get it in here, paste it, and then you will see the score of AS, for instance. Okay, so this is even closer to 0. So you had 42 for SPX. This is 30. Distribution score for SPX was 5.92. So this was closer to 0. Right? Now, if you have a look at AS, like 10.63. So you can see distribution score, brilliant, right? So what you want is you want a nice decentralized distribution. You don't want it to be concentrated because the top holders can sink a coin. One big sell, bang, whole value's gone, right? So what you want is a wide distribution, and you want a very sticky and loyal community, which again, you can measure through, basically by going through metrics, you know, basically stuff that is available on SoulScan. All right. So if you want to be able to check, just like Murad does, you know, Murad likes to look at the kind of the amount of people that are 1K hodlers and the amount of people that are 10K hodlers, and you will be able to see how many are plus 10K. Sometimes on here, but otherwise, if you just go to SoulScan, you can do the exact same thing. All right, you can just do a count up, a manual kind of count up. If you go to, wait a minute, this ain't right. Need to actually go to the contract. Right, okay, go to the contract. Oh yeah, I went into someone's, someone's wallet there. So from here, you're able, if we expand this somewhat, you're going to be able to see how many 10k hodlers there are. Okay, so there's way over. So there's 65. Now you do 65 as a percentage of the 7,000 hodlers. And then you do a count up of how many hold over 1,000, right? And basically what you're going to be able to do is you are going to be able to get a good understanding of the stickiness of the community. Because you're going to be seeing how many people have actually, stayed loyal at certain price values, 1k and 10k, right? So that's the first thing, right? And now I've done that with All Retire SPX because they are older. All Retire and ASK because they're older, have slightly more holders as well. Now, highly active. Very, very important that these coins are highly active. Not one tweet a day, not one tweet every 3 days. Like, it's highly active, right? So what you have is you want to have the perfect symbiosis of both a sticky community that have faith in the coin, and you want to have the coin doing their part, which is that they're highly active, they're making tweets, they're being original, and they are trying to engagement farm and get more followers, but ultimately to retain their current followers. So it's a little bit like me, right? You could be a subscriber to me, but if I'm making no videos, you're going to start to think, right, I'm not going to bother subscribing to this guy anymore, so I'll unsubscribe and I'll subscribe to someone else, right? So I've got to be active to make sure that your needs are met, and that's the same as a project. They need to be active as well. And then you've got a perfect symbiosis. That is a working formula. And then all you need is for this to keep on continuing until we get to alt season, and then you're off to the races. Now, it establishes even more trust if the coin has been active and thriving after a year of creation and has survived market crashes. But that can't always be applied, and you may miss out on low market cap opportunities through this, because the ones that are still thriving after a year, having been around a year, will probably be at higher market caps. So this is the trust element, okay? So this enables you to have longevity in the hold, right? If you don't have this, then you don't necessarily have longevity in the hold. So you may be looking at this short term, all right? So for instance, if we have a look on Dex Screener today, something here. Let me just pick a low market cap one. Let's say brain rot or something. This actually looks like there's another brain rot as well. This may be a day thing, maybe. I don't know, right? Probably not that. Last coin, that might be a day thing, yeah. But if you want to see if something is a long-term hold, you need to have these kind of trust scores, and like I said, you can do that with the likes of Holder Scan. Next, we have the market. Okay, so this is really this part here, right? So you have got basically. You've got probably 10 million meme coins out there, that have been created by your average person. And, most of them are garbage, right? Shit coins and trash. Irrelevant memes, right? So they may be trendy, like for instance, if you bought a coin when Donald Trump was, in the election process, and it was like Trump versus Biden, or you had Biden or something like that, and that's now completely irrelevant. It's going nowhere, right? So you've got a load of these coins that are, largely shit and irrelevant, okay, which is the largest population. Then you have animal coins. These are still around. Schizo coins. Schizo is related to a kind of type of person, all right? And then culture coins. I guess this is kind of related to, I don't really know, actually. Yeah, I would say, but non-cult. So it's culture, so it's, I don't know, masculinity or something like that, but they actually haven't got a community, so it's a non-cult. But then a cult would be something like Giga Chad, right? Then you've got lifestyle, brands, subcultures, movements, and missions, okay? So what you want is a cryptocurrency that this is their area, all right? It's a cult, a lifestyle, a mission, or movement. Right? That is what you are looking for, right? So for that, for a cult, you need to find an untapped population of people, an untapped market that have enormous passion about a certain subject, but they haven't got a cryptocurrency to invest in. And that is where you can make, that's the true, kind of pay dirt. That's gold dust. Okay, finding an untapped market. Now, ones that I have found that do that exact thing is Millennial, Giga Chadette, right? That's an untapped market, right? A big population that is presently undercatered for or uncatered for in crypto. Then we have identity. Okay, now identity is basically like this, missions and movements, right? Movements and missions, lifestyle, right? It's all related to you as a person. And that is what's meant by identity. So it sits at the core of you. And the thing is you are looking to invest in something that not only sticks to the core of you, but also you can also see other people, this would be part of their identity. All right? Now, you can look at socioeconomic issues like, austerity and recession and very high cost of living and all that kind of thing, right? That is an identity that may really cater to you. Wanting to retire, wanting to invest in one bull cycle and retire at the end of it. That's part of you, but also can be part of someone else. So that is why all retire would fit into identity, right? So it has to be something that you feel. And you feel is a big enough market, is a huge enough population that if once they know about this, then this could be this. Then they're going to be obsessed with it. They're going to be following it, sharing it, and resonating with it on a long-term basis. All right, identity. So ones I've put as Retardio, because this is kind of like the people in crypto that are just like when Lambo, when Moon, these types of things. Suppoman, which is all about being a degen, looking to outperform everybody, looking to make it in one bull market. Giga Chadette, Giga Chad, Millennial. Right now, Millennial. If you've watched my gaming streams, if you look at my music list, if you look at my film collection and the programs I watch, I am a true Millennial. Sits at the forefront of my identity, and many people of that period sits as their identity. So identity is very, very popular. And identity is something that is not covered by likes of Trump, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, and Pepe. Okay, because these would be cast as commercial, if you can see that properly. These would be cast as commercial, i.e. they are like what has worked in the past. So Shiba was like Doge, so it worked. Pepe was like Shiba and Doge, so it worked. Mew and Popcat are just like Doge and Shiba, but the cat version, so it works. Bonk was the Solana version of Shiba Inu, so it worked. Popcat is like the cat version of Shiba Inu, so it works. So these are all commercial, right? But they don't sit at the forefront of identity, right? And identity is the reason why you've got SPX6900 doing well, because these are a group of people that are presently poor, full of passion, full of energy, working hard, probably entrepreneurial, unable to afford a house, unable to survive in the current cost of living crisis, potentially very unhappy with life, think that spiritual decay exists in our society where it's attention based and porn based and all that kind of thing, right? So it's a group of people whose identity is that they want to make it, right? But they are sick of investing in stocks, so they're investing in the SPX6900 because this is going to flip the stock. This is going to flip the Standard & Poor's 500, right? That's why this has blown up. That's why it's a top 100 coin. That's why it's $1.5 billion. It's no accident. And in my opinion, this is going to, even from here, probably 15x still, right? Despite the fact that this does not have the commercial appeal of the likes of Shiba Inu. But do you really give a shit about Shiba Inu? Do you think this resonates with me? No, you don't. Now, back in the last market, you probably thought, I want to outperform Doge, so I'll buy Shiba Inu. And in this market, you probably thought, I want to outperform Shiba Inu, so I'll buy Pepe. But they don't sit at the forefront of your identity. You are not a market being tapped by investing in that. They're just commercial memes. They're memeable characters, but they're not identity based. You don't get passionate about that. You don't think, yeah, I'm Team Shiba Inu, because you're not a bloody dog, right? But you could be, Giga Chad, right? Or Suppoman, or Retardio, or Millennial, or or Retire, these kinds of things, right? Because they are you. They are part of you. And don't ignore that. And if you see coins like this, you must let me know as well. Yeah, and that is what I would implore you to do. This is to steer you as well, so that you don't say, "See, what do you think of this dumb dog coin, this dumb whatever animal coin?" Right? I'm not saying that these coins are not going to pump. They will pump, but they are not going to pump as hard as SPX or any identity-based coins. So these can really blow up, because we're living in a very disenfranchised, a very disconnected society. And these meme coins provide the solution. Never before has it been more plain as to how we've got a human-based issue solved by cryptocurrency. Like all this stuff about transactions per second, on-chain, technology. Like, no one gives a rat. Is on-chain technology going to help you afford the rent? Is it going to help you afford the shopping? Is it going to help you get on the housing market? Is it going to help you build a savings fund? No. Because none of that, no one cares about any of that. None of that fucking matters, right? What matters is that you have something that resonates with you. Something that is built to battle. Being able to buy a house, being able to outperform stocks, being able to, what have you, retire in one bull market. That's why identity is so strong and so passionate. I mean, you can hear it with me conveying it. And yet, Shiba Inu, what's passionate about? Nothing. So identity relates to relatable in mainstream, hence Housecoin, for instance, or retire, blah, 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 and crypto as well. And this allows you to get into a long-term hold that is evergreen. So, today, AS, for instance, AS is sexy. AS is evergreen. AS is all of these things, right? Shiba Inu. Do you give a shit about Shiba Inu dogs? No, I bet you don't. I bet you don't care. If you've got a dog, you've probably got, I don't know, a cockapoo or a Labrador or a German Shepherd. I doubt anybody even has Shiba Inus. It's a very rare breed. But, do you like ass? Do you like tits? Yes, right? So therefore, it's part of your identity. And if there isn't a coin that doesn't tap into that market, and all of a sudden ass comes along, there we are. So it needs to be relatable. It needs to be something that is a personal thing, to you and others. People that are interested in sexual content, ass, whatever. We're talking about 1 billion people. Massive market. I'm talking about 1 billion people worldwide. Now, if we talk about crypto, basically whenever I used to do a live stream and there was a woman in my videos, everybody would go nuts. They'd be like making all sorts of sexual jokes. Why? Because it's part of people's identity. People like ass, they like breasts, they like sexy women and all that kind of thing. It's part of your identity. And therefore, it's a relatable group, it's a relatable coin that, basically grabs, it traps, catches fish. The fish who are that market. And that makes it evergreen. Ass is always going to be in vogue. Fuck 9 to 5 all will retire. They will always be in vogue. Millennial. They will always be in vogue because they are identities that don't disappear. So you understand this is probably the most important part of this whole thing. And then finally, to top it off, you need the name. The name has to be short, punchy. Monosyllabic or 2 syllables at most. It just has to be punchy. FARTCOIN, ass. Low cap, SPX. Well, okay, SPX is 3 syllables. But it needs to be short. Look at the best performing meme coins of the last cycle. Safe Moon. The name has to have has to have at least 2 out of these various qualities. Okay, so it should be... The short is the default, right? That should just be what it is, right? Which is why I think the likes of Harry Potter, Sonic, Obama, Teninu is just stupid. Stupid coin, right? Shock value, right? So this is the FARTCOIN vibes, okay? So FARTCOIN, look at it, right? It's a over $1 billion market cap. Why? Because it's shock. The most engaged with community in crypto is FARTCOIN, right? Because of shock value. Shock value equals memorability, so no one will forget it, and it equals virality. That's why you want shock value, right? Because you won't forget it, you won't forget the name, it will stick with you always. Ass. Like, that's so short and sharp and shock value, you won't ever forget ass. Like, when it comes to most of the coins I have, ass is the most easily memorable. Because it's just short, sharp, shock, right? And it stays top of mind as a result of that. And if you say somebody says to you, well, what? Come towards the end of the bull market when people are saying, oh, what are you invested in? You say, I'm in ass. They're going to think, oh, that's, wow, ass, right? If they hear Celestia, they're going to be like, what? Who cares, right? Polygon. Says nothing. None of them conjure up any kind of visceral, visual, physical, tangible, emotional, passionate, thing there, right? Right there. Nothing grabs you that's in the crypto market right now. Solana does to me. Just a very nice name. I've loved it from the very beginning. But most coins, they don't. But meme coins, they do. They have that potential. And FARTCOIN is a perfect example. Right? And ASS is basically the exact same of that. Then degen energy, right? This has got to make you think you gotta feel like you're part of a degen community when you're in this. Okay, so it's meant to be, filthy and disgusting, not like health wise, but just meant to be, kind of really unlocking something primal, I guess. That's degen energy. You get that degen energy when you get something that really unlocks that primal kind of force, right? Hence, fuck 9 to 5. And that's also, fuck 9 to 5 also belongs here in shock value. Fuck 9 to 5, that's pure degen energy. Low cap, all retire, they're degen energy. And sometimes you really need a good logo as well. So this logo, kind of in the Joker, with the kind of milady character, but with the Joker styling, and all this colour and noise and chaos. That's degen energy. You can feel it in that icon. Ideally, it would have some kind of commercial value, i.e. you could hear that, you could see this in the top 100. Right? That's what's meant by commercial. An idea that has worked in the past, people gravitated to in wide numbers. That's, if it's got that, Chill Guy probably has that kind of thing. SPX, not really. But commercial's probably the least important to me. To me, it's more these, short shock value, degen energy, and Tradfi friendly. This is one that I am liking because with SPX, and the reason why I believe this exists in the top 100 is because it's Tradfi friendly. People will understand the concept of the SPX, the Standard & Poor Index. If you're in the stock market, if you're a stock trader, then you are going to know the SPX, right? And this is the crypto version, right? Now, arguably, you need to know more. I struggled to understand this at first until I found out that their slogan was about flipping the stock market, and I didn't know that at first because I just thought, what the fuck is this? Right? I just thought, what is this website? Like, it's not obvious what it is. Does it even say? No, it doesn't. It's just a load of financial gobbledygook. However, a Tradfi investor would like this. Look, it's got the tickers at the top with some of the big stock market names. Basically ones that are in the SPX. And then, you've got this kind of degenerative Tradfi friendly meme normie coin. right? And that is why this is one of the biggest multipliers this cycle. A humongous multiplier. This is 5,000. This is nearly a 600,000x in its from its all-time low. 600,000x. $1 in this at its all-time low would now be worth $600,000, right? And that's showing you the explosiveness. This is what works in 2025 stroke 2026. That's why this has exploded. Because SPX is an example of pretty much most of this, right? But the most important thing is it stands at the core of identity, and it's also feeding into a untapped market with Tradfi, because Tradfi don't have anything. Traditional finance investors don't really have anything in crypto. Crypto is a kind of, some of them, Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan, he's been in crypto for 8 years, same as me, right? But most Tradfi people will be like, oh, you should buy stocks, don't touch these crypto stuff. And so something that actually is appealing to them may make them think, I'll make maybe a couple of investments. And that's why SPX. And that is why I think something that is Tradfi friendly can absolutely kill it, right? But it has to have everything else. It has to be short, shock value, degen energy, has potential to be commercial, and have Tradfi friendly, and be an identity coin. It needs to have a mission and appeal to a lifestyle that is a normie mission and lifestyle, all right? Or a normie characteristic. So you have this now as a template. So now you can just look along here and see, right, what is any of these? So Peace Guy, for instance, seems like it actually is an identity coin. Now, this has really tanked, but this seems like it could be an identity coin, because Just a Chill Guy, yes, it was a TikTok meme, but it was related to being chilled, calm and collected, right? And Peace, this looks like an identity coin if you're a peaceful guy. Now, I don't necessarily think this is going to appeal to the raw degen energy, because peace is the antithesis of that. Useless coin, okay? This is memorable, short, sharp, and it has that degen energy, and it kind of sits as identity, not really, but kind of. If you think, I'm just going to invest in something that has no utility at all, because I don't care about utility. Because if you look at coins like here, Nexo, Volta, Dexy, VeChain, Cardano, and all these coins, right? You're just thinking, I fucking hate utility. I'm not saying that about me, because I've obviously got a huge amount of utility coins too. But, the normie person is going to, I hate utility, right? And so therefore, you could understandably think, well, useless coin is the opposite of everything out in the mainstream crypto. This is designed to have no use. It's not designed to work or help you at all. And that's why something like this is 77 million. But, Shifu doesn't say anything to me. This is tanked now as well. Doesn't say anything to me. Some of these just say nothing to me at all. Right? Wife changing. Potentially. Fart dog. Potentially. I like it, because they are getting the prefix fart, and they're getting the suffix dog, which is like the equivalent of, Shiba or Doge, right? So they're combining two traits here. So this may not have identity, but it does have the shock value, slight commercial appeal, degen appeal, and it's short. So you can you can now apply it. Moonpig, this was another one I really liked, actually, because, you could actually, this to me looked kind of safe moony, if anything did, right? Because you could kind of see yourself as this, not as a pig, obviously, but you could almost see yourself as this icon here, as a person that wants to go to the moon. It's got that real degen energy, slightly commercial, but it's using a trademarked name. So I don't think that's got much appeal. But you're getting the point, all right? And that's why when people say to me, Sue, what do you think of this coin? What do you think of that coin? I can very, very, just like that, say shit. Now, I'm not going to say, now, not everything I'm going to say shit may be seen by everybody else as shit, but that's why I won't personally invest in it. But this is why you can see I've invested in certain coins, because they hit that mark. Yeah, House, Ass, Suppoman, Millennial, they all hit that mark. Giga Chadette. This is probably one of the most untapped markets. Arguably, it's not one of the biggest markets in crypto, but certainly it's a huge market outside of crypto where, you know, I mean, there are lots of women out there who do dabble a bit in crypto. Right? They do. They may not make themselves known because otherwise they'd be hit on by everyone. Right? But there is an untapped market, and Giga Chadette really caters for it. So to me, I think that's great. It's an identity base as well, because it's, you know, related to traits of women that would get involved in Giga Chadette, and so on. And you can see the same in low cap. Okay, that's got that real degen energy. You're getting in something low cap. You know, low cap equals cheap in price, right? It doesn't have to be a coin that is low cap. Like, for instance, you're something like Mirai. This is a low cap coin. No, it's just low cap. It says everything about it. Simple. Degen. Short. All sorts, right? So you can understand now why I've chosen certain coins and why I have certain coins in my periphery at the moment. I think are going to be gigantic. Right, let me just have a look and see how much time I have got. This is sun time now. Bear with me. So in the meantime, get some questiones. Right. Okay. Let's have a look then. What have you guys got to say? Let me go to the bottom. Block Lords. Do you think we won't see a same multiplier coming up in the future with... I don't know what that is. What's US token? Super, have you seen Crypto Gaze video comparing your coins with his? Yes, I have. I did. I commented on it. Look at the comments. Can you talk about the liquidity pool of SPX? Why? I don't really understand. I can't be bothered. You got the ETH and Solana versions. I don't know where the Solana version is. Let me have a look at this. There are 8 liquidity providers. I mean, they've got high liquidity. You know, it's relatively high liquidity. You're looking for a liquidity of about, I want to say 1% of the market cap. I'm not an expert on liquidity ratios. Next 9 to 5 PBA. I actually looked at this PBA. Pure Belief Assets, and I thought, no. Let me have a look. Pure Belief Assets. So this has got the emblem of SPX6900. Are you a believer or not? So if I put... Let me have a look. Do these guys have an up-to-date Twitter? 43 minutes. Okay. Right, okay. So Pure Belief. This is actually a kind of non-stylized version of SPX's actually. It's got the 6900 as well. It's actually quite good. Are you a believer, Anon? Yes. Let's put yes. You just turn the desktop audio down. It's pretty cool, this. I actually do think this is quite cool. When I looked at it before, it didn't look brilliant. But that actually is not too bad. So there we are. Now this is going to pump like shit off a shovel. SKBDI can do serious damage. SKBDI. That's so stupid. How does someone like how does something like this get to 6.8 million? That is so dumb. What do you think about AI vlogs? Stupid. AI vlogs is idiotic. This is such a shit coin. I don't know why any moron would buy this, to be honest. It's just a coin that is... It's like someone else's work and they've just made a website about something else. You know, someone else's work. Like, this is not their work. All this is just some stupid website talking about vlogs that have been generated by AI. And it just goes to TikTok. It's so dumb. Like, why anybody would invest in this? I just think people are retarded, to be honest. What do you think about Nonsense Coin? Nonsense Coin's just a non-coin. Like, Nonsense Coin, I did look at it the other day, and I thought, okay, maybe. But then I looked, and I saw that they are basically inactive. They're inactive. These guys just kind of brought it out and then fucked off. So, no good. Out of FUCK9to5 and AWR, which do you think is more likely to come out on top? I would say that FUCK9to5 has... If I was to apply this, okay, so All Retire has more holders, arguably a stickier group, because you've got all of the kind of billboard holders, and they are very noisy as well. Highly active, and very community driven. And they have been around longer than FUCK9to5. So from a trust perspective, they have a higher score. As far as market is concerned, they are kind of after the same market. Identity-wise, it's kind of the same feeling inside. But with the name, it kind of has more shock value, which may get people more passionate, more enthused, more energetic, more obsessive about FUCK9to5 than All Retire. But they're kind of level pegging in that respect as well. So I would say in terms of name, FUCK9to5 wins on short. Shock value, they win on that. Degen energy, probably win on that. Tradfi friendly, I'd say All Retire. Because, the energy of FUCK9to5 is very rebellious. Whereas with All Retire, it's a little bit more, I suppose, softer and therefore more commercial. So they're very different. They're both different spins on the same kind of identity. So I like them both, hence why I'm in both. Let's have a look and see if there's anything different. I see. What do you think total crypto market cap will be at peak this year? Well, I mean, I said 2 years ago that I thought that the market cap by the end of the bull market would be something approaching 15 to 20 trillion, right? Now, I think it's more likely to be 15 trillion. And where we are right now is, 5x off that? Just under 5x. So I think that there's going to be a hell of a lot of money entering the market at the right time, but I'd say between 10 and 15 now. I would have expected, but then the hockey stick can make it just go absolutely bananas. And if we have let's just have a look at the I don't know how far back we can go. All time, right? So when I entered the crypto market was about here. And back then, the crypto market was $23 billion. And then, literally, by summer, it was worth $112 billion, right? So it went from being under 30 and did a near 4x in just a few months, right? And then think about it, it went from 100 million went from 128 billion in September 2017, 128 billion to 850 billion at the top. Right? So it did an 8x. So, admittedly, it's going to be diminishing returns over time the more expensive the index is. But that just shows you that during a real true bullish season, you can see a 4 to 8x, right? So if we extrapolated that to today's society, because back here was like a pure 0.2% adoption rate in crypto, like probably even less than that, right? And now where we are is probably about a 5 to 6% adoption rate of crypto. So, you know, so it's probably not going to go up as high. I would say it's probably got the potential for a good 3-4x, I think, in global market cap. That's what I think, anyway. And as we thrust, I like it. I loved Giga Dad. Giga Dad was funny. Iwan Roberts, I started following you around 2 weeks ago. You're a breath of fresh air in a space full of tossers. Really appreciate your content. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. No Mog. Mog is a schizo coin. Mog is here, right there. If you can see it, it's right there. SPX6900 all you need? Nah, not really. Like, it made a 3x from when I spoke about it. But now it's going to be diminishing returns. The next 3x is going to be harder and take longer. Is ARIA still relevant? Relevance is interchangeable in cryptocurrency. Like, for instance, every gaming coin right now sucks as hard as it possibly can. Like, no crypto gaming coin is at all cool right now. And if you've got a gaming coin in your portfolio, you quite literally feel like a moron right now. But, you know, trends are very interchangeable. In about 4 months' time, we could have a mega gaming season. Like, literally every game could be popping off. So it doesn't matter whether something is relevant right now. It's whether it will be relevant when the rotations happen. Jojo sounds like a really dumb name. Like, to me, it doesn't really, at this point, hint at anything I've spoken about. So no shock. It's short. No shock value, no degen energy, no commerciability, and no Tradfi. So let me have a look and see what it is. What the fuck is this? Like, you don't even know what it is. It's just nonsense at this point. So this is Jojo, I take it. So, okay, let's have a look then. So you click on these things. Doesn't really say anything. Meet spot. It looks stupid to me. Don't really understand why anybody would like this crap. It doesn't make any sense at all. Rent had 2x the trading volume of the market yesterday. What's your thoughts? I gave my thoughts in the last video. I thought the name's fantastic. Kai the Last Keninu. I don't think you listen to what I'm saying, do you? Right, okay, let me go back to the bottom. Nut. Fart Pig. Let me have a look at Fart Pig. That sounds good. It's like literally the most disgusting stuff mixed into one. What's this? It's just a non-site or something. Nah, stupid. That's not really what I was expecting for Fat Pig. I was expecting something a little bit more like Moon Pig. But that's just stupid. But Fat Pig would be a cool name, I think, actually. Because Fat Pig would be short shock value for sure, degen energy for sure, and maybe even commercial. When you've got the likes of, you know, these lot. You know, Pop Cat, Fat Pig. Kind of makes sense. Not at all Tradfi friendly, though, but who cares about that? Nut. Nut. Actually, that's a great name, to be honest. Nut! I think it's a good name. But I mean, when I first came into crypto, there was a crypto called Useless. I think it was. It's a very similar name. Useless or no utility. No, it wasn't called no utility token. It was something like that. Very close to it. But I think this is very unimaginative. If I'm honest with you, it just looks. It doesn't have any degen energy. I don't like it myself. But there we are. There we are, Marble Arch. What about FARTCOIN? Why do people still say FARTCOIN? This looks stupid. It's a really bad take on FARTCOIN. This one doesn't have any website. Has no account. But it is sexy. It is sexy. Like, to me anyway, I think that FARTCOIN would be perfect, to be honest. Short, shock value, definitely identity based, definitely untapped, because there is no FARTCOIN yet. And that one looks good, but it's got no, but it's beautiful. Really good one. It just needs, it needs a website. This needs a CTO, really. A really well done CTO. And this is, Lindsay, if you're watching, Lindsay Smith, get on it. CTO this, because this could be a mega coin. A megabyte. We love feet. No, I've seen that one. It's a stupid name. It's not good enough. WLF. That is a terrible ticker. I've seen this. This one's been on my periphery for over a month. And even when it got to its lowest price, which was down here, I couldn't buy it. It was like 70k or something. I couldn't buy it because We Love Feet is a terrible ticker. It's a terrible, terrible ticker. No one's going to be looking for WLF. You got to think about the search term use of it, and We Love Feet is completely fucks it. So to me, I think FARTCOIN is the better one. Is Alpha still a good pick? Let me have a look at Alpha. I never said it was a good pick. All I said was that I invested in it once. I think it was this one as well, and you know, potentially, but I haven't seen the management, the fucking management of it. Right, I'm going to have to make a move, people, because dad duty calls, but I think that you will be more than too aware that this has been an absolutely unbelievable, brilliant stream, to be fair. So I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that it gave you really something. You've seen me apply this in real time as well. And you are able to see what works, right? You're just able to see it, right? And this is just a formula that works. So people, if you enjoyed this and love, you know, basically videos that give you pointers like this to distinguish the top coins from all the dross, you know, if you want to be able to find these over the tens of millions of shit, irrelevant, crappy coins, and really make the big money, smash a like, subscribe, make sure you watch on. Otherwise, people, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And thank you all the people watching on Twitch as well. Thank you very much, Crypto Fever, for gifting 5 gift subs. Thank you very much. You are awesome, Crypto Fever. I appreciate that. Appreciate you. And I will be seeing you the next time, peeps. Till next time, you have been awesome. And I've been the Suppoman. It's lights out.